I like to sometimes imagine that we're alone in the universe, that there are no other conscious life forms, that humanity is all alone out there. It's a nice change of pace for me, because I'm used to thinking that we're not alone, that there's a lot of other conscious beings, a lot of other realities, realms, levels, dimensions, planes of existence, and you know, I like to meditate, I like to interact with them in one way or another. But sometimes, I just like to think about atheism, about the belief that there is nothing, that I live this one lifetime, die, and cease to exist. Maybe everything will repeat itself forever. The ultimate regression, ultimate repeating idea of Nietzsche, and it's a good idea. It's warm. It's cold. It's warm. It feeds me. I like it. I like it because it's a change of pace. But I realized today, recently, that humanity cannot afford atheism anymore. They can't think that this is how it is. Ascension is the only way for humanity to survive and to move forward. It's because we're in the late stage of this current world order, the technologic capitalistic world order that we are in right now. This is a crossroads. It's either make it or break it, pal. It's either make it or break it. Like, what did we have? We had monarchy. We had tribalism. Like, it's a good idea at first. People getting together to make a community, a tribe. It's good. Early stages are good. And then in the late stage, the leaders solidificate their power, consolidate power, and don't let it go. And it's bad. It's corrupt. Capitalism at first you could say it was also good. Just get rich, expand, get richer, and then in the late stage, the wealthy just constantly strengthen their holds, do their laws, lobbying, all that bullshit, and it's bad. Monarchy, I don't know if we had a good monarchy in this timeline, but theoretically it should be good in the beginning, right? I mean, it's just tribalism, and by the time monarchy entered, its life was already bad. I don't know. But yeah, the thing is that we're in a late stage capitalistic society, and it's decaying. Look at people around. They're all very tired. People are tired, They can't afford shit. They can't afford homes. They can't afford anything. And oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? We're decaying. We're rotting. Everybody's so tired. I'm tired, boss. People are really hateful as well. The right and the left politically, they're very polarized. There's no unity. People are rotting. People are rotting and decaying. It reminds me of that Philosopher's Stone story. The recipe to the Philosopher's Stone. There's at first decaying, or rotting, and then you got the white substance, you got purification after a catalyst, and then there's the yellow substance, some kind of new order, and the red substance, which is the Philosopher's Stone, which no one ever reaches. We're in this stage. We can't just continue on. Things aren't gonna be in the status quo. It's gonna be either a dystopia where the elite rule everybody, and nobody does anything about it. They're just gonna be like really zombified and okay, whatever. Like what about the Constitution? The Constitution. Oh, look at how many rights were broken by the Trump administration. It's all bullshit. Nobody does anything about it. They can't do anything about it. All that inside trading, nobody can do anything about it. Nobody does anything about it because they're all tired. So we're at a crossroads, Oh my gosh, people don't want to have kids. Also, they don't want to have kids. They don't see a future. There's bullshit from many angles, and what can we do about it? What can we do about it? Okay, I'm gonna try to appeal to both the agnostic and the spiritual ones. You can be agnostic. That's a luxury that you can afford. You see, you can have this Carl Jung perspective where there's archetypes, and we see the archetype of our civilization, which is at this crossroads where it can either revolutionize and revitalize and go up, or it's gonna go down. The archetypes. of freedom, the archetypes of those who have power consolidated, strengthened, and not letting it go, and the archetypes of the enslaved, of the people who want to revolt. You can tune into that. You can perceive the truth, perceive reality, and the act of perceiving it, believing in it, changes reality. Now that's the key. Why does it change reality? Why does it matter that you believe in it? Isn't it just actions, all that hard power? No, the act of perceiving. That's really important. You know that double slit experiment where they measured a photon and it acted as a particle one time and a wave another time? That's a good beginning, like way to look at it. But who cares about that? That's nothing. That's not any practical usage. You can't change anything when you make a photon behave differently. What's that gonna do? Nothing. Okay, how about some therapy? You know how people get a trauma of a past event and then they go to a therapist and they have this method where they relive a past event. They just think about it and they just deconstruct it and they just slightly think about it differently, and then they just go through it in exposure therapy kind of way, and then they feel good about it. It's a real therapeutic session, like how they do it like that, and it works. Or there's another trick with the perception. You can, if you have some kind of project that you gotta do, some kind of presentation, and it's big pressure for when you're on the stage. You can think about yourself in 5 years, future time, in 10 years, and from that point, look at the past of when you had that big presentation 5 years ago, 10 years ago. It's like, oh, those were the days, you know, and then you realize, oh wait, I'm in this moment right now, and then yeah, it's not that bad. Doing these kinds of tricks, they change reality. They change your perception. Perception is reality. It's all in your head. And when you, this is it. When you believe in freedom, believe in your freedom, that you have the ability to say no, that you have rights, that you are deserving of harmony, inner balance, inner harmony, outer harmony with the world, with other people, and that you don't accept the elite, all that bullshit of the capitalistic elite, of the current orders. When you say no to that and you believe in it, you are summoning those archetypes to manifest literally and directly. Yes, that will change the way you do things, that will change your actions, your behavior patterns, but just the act of believing in the truth and denying the current order gives you power. It summons the archetypes. They are summoned through you, and they are summoned in the collective unconscious. They are summoned in the world. The world. That's the agnostic view. It's literal, it's direct power, direct hard power through the act of believing. And that's why you should tune in and believe in this frequency. And for the spiritual perspective, I like it so much more. I would tell the agnostics, please take your tinfoil hats on. In the spiritual view, in those lens, it's the Anunnaki story. The Anunnaki placed the humans on Earth to mine gold, and then took the gold. It's the prison guards keeping us here, making us fight each other, making us race in the rat race, pitting us against each other to drain our energy so they can make their sweet golden nectar of the gods, so they can drain our energies. They perpetrate those crimes. And they put the elites as the middlemen, like in the prison systems of real of the physical plane. We got the prison guards, humans, making deals with prisoners to give them what? To give them extra rights, from free television, some free magazines, some more better food. So yeah, those spirits, they're just making deals with the elite to keep the people enslaved. And it's gotta stop. This is a crossroad. It's either that we are gonna plummet because nothing is gonna change and we're just gonna keep rotting and decaying and it's gonna be too late, or we're gonna revive humanity and mankind, I believe we will be one step closer to freedom very soon. I believe that this is the crossroads, and people are wakening up. The locks of this prison are ever loose, and people see more and more. With the Epstein files, they really are able to put it in perspective that all the elites are intertwined together against the people. And things are gonna get better. I believe it. Things are gonna get better. So, join the metaphysical army today. Tune into the frequencies of freedom. Join the liberation. Join the freedom. Reclaim your power, reclaim your rights, granted by divinity, granted by nature, granted by the singular consciousness. You are worthy of inner balance and harmony. Accept it, embrace it, see the injustice done upon you, and believe. Believe is power. When you believe it, you will be free. You will be free.